Once again, you're tuning to Ghost Gaming 83. In today's video, we will be updating our boss generals for 2021. Now, the last video I released was about 6 months ago. Things change. A lot of things have changed. There are new generals that was released, of course, the release of the new skill books to enhance the power of your general when attacking bosses. And I will go through them in a little bit with you guys to help you guys take on higher boss with minimum wounds or perhaps no wound at all. For those that are new to this channel or just started playing Evony, I highly suggested that you like, subscribe, and turn on your notification. I release new content all the time to help players achieve their goal and to grow their castle. Of course, my video tends to be a little long due to extra amount of details I give out. I'll try my best to cut my videos length in half. I know none of us or neither of us have the patience or the time to be watching long clips. And for those that are a fan of this channel, please give me a like to show support of my content. I spent countless hours designing this video, layering OBS, Photoshop custom layouts, and of course editing it. Anywho, without further introduction, let's get going. There are many generals you could use to run bosses. There are a few that will qualify to get the job done. Let's start with Ufay. I hope I pronounced that name right. Let's go to Tavern, Recruit, Portrait, and this general belongs to Europe. So let's scroll down and find her right here. So the reason why I picked this general is due to her high attack buffs given by her special skills, increase mount troop attack and defense by 55%. No other general with with the special skill that will rival her. Along with her special skill, her specialty focus majority on bosses. Let's take a look at her specialty. Hunter. When attacking monster attack negative 15%. So when a monster attack you, you're taking damage at negative 15%. So that would help decrease the wound that you will have. The second one is Fortune, double item drop rate from monster. Now 15% is pretty good. Baybars has about, I think, around that area, 15-20% or even 25%, but this is good. Her next specialty is Mount Troop Ares. This gives 10% to all her stat, which is Mount Troop attack, Mount Troop HP, and Mount Troop defense. And if you max out all the ruins, gives you her last specialty is when attacking monster, ground troop, and mount troop attack 30%, which is good. Forget about the ground troop. Focus on the mount troop right now. When attacking monster, ground troop, and mount troop, defense is also 30%. So you already have 55% from the special skill for attack and defense, and the last ruin gives you another 30% for attack and defense. That's outrageous. That's really high. And what should you use to skill this general to make her even more lethal? And she already is. On your right is all the skill book listed for you to choose from, with if it is a general level 4, which will add 25% to their attack, defense, or HP. You can stack that up and switch it around with other variety skill book. Now, these are the skill books I suggest to use if you have a set of your own and decided to skill it differently. Comment below and let me know. I prefer stack level 4 with a 25% troop attack, mount troop attack, level 4 45% mount troop attack towards monster, and optional is 45% HP against monster or defense against monster. If you are only utilizing this general for boss only, otherwise use level 4 25% HP and defense if you're planning the PvP. But I would not suggest if you take this general for PvP. You can do it, but majority of her special skill and specialty is focused on boss. You're only using the basic skill which she has to do PvP with. It doesn't hurt, but it's a start, you know. So this is the first general out of the top general you should use to run boss. Let's go to the next general, Roland. The next general is Roland. I picked Roland due to his special skill buffs that he provided. His skills is spread out between 3 stats instead of just 1 or 2. His basic stats are pretty good compared to other general. His specialty skills also rival others. Let's go over his stats. So basically you have leadership 105, attack 118, defense 117, politics 100. His basic stats is pretty high versus Athelflaed, with basically attack 118. Athelflaed has 107, defense 117. Athelflaed has 115. Now, what we're talking about, the special skills here, he has increased mount troop attack by 30% and also increased mount troop defense and HP by 15% when he leads the attack. Now Roland is very diverse. You can choose him to run boss rally, or you can use this general to run PvP or to do PvP. But since this course is all about boss running, we would try to utilize him and his skill books to fit into that category. So let's take a look at his specialty. Mount troop attack and defense at 10%. So the first ruins is giving you 10% of the attack and defense. The second one is march size capacity, added 6%. Attack, mount troop attack and ground troop attack. Forget about the ground troop. March size is pretty good. It can carry 6% of extra unit you need to march towards the boss, and of course 10% is added to mount troop attack. His third ruins gives 10% to each of his status, which is mount troop attack, mount troop HP, and also mount troop defense. And of course his last ruin added 25% to mount troop attack, and of course enemy range troop attack by 20%. So we're not talking about the PvP here, we're talking about boss. So let's take out the enemy range troop attack, negative 20%. So how do you skill this general? The way I would see it is that I would stack 25% of mount troop attack. If I only use this general to run boss, I would stack level 4 25% mount troop attack, level 4 45% mount troop attack against monster. Then since I look at his specialty and it's mainly focused on defense instead of HP, I would rather, I would do one of this. I would do mount troop defense against monster at a 45% increase, or HP against monster 45% increase. Now if you want to do boss and PvP, you might as well just use a level 4 25% HP or defense increase. And Roland, it's one of those general that is hard to obtain. You can obtain Martinez basically at a higher luck than Roland. Speaking Martinez, let's head to Martinez. Martinez is also a diverse general. Martinez is head-to-head with Roland, although Martinez have a slight advantage over Roland in late game when you activate all his ruins. while Roland sets off as an early game general. Let's take a look at Martinez's basic stats: leadership, attack, and all this stuff like that. So Martinez's leadership is 114. His attack is 120. Compared to Roland 118, Martinez beat Roland by 2 points. Defense is 115. Martinez is behind Roland with 2 points for this one. The difference between Martinez and Roland is their special skill. Martinez utilizes Dragon to give an increased buff to mount troop attack by 15%. If no Dragon was present, he is only running at a 25 mount troop attack, putting him out of competition against Roland. Let's take a look at his special skill. The attack of the mount troop that are led by this generals increase by 25%, and if the general brings the dragon from the pasture, the mount troops attack will additionally increase to 15%. This is what I'm talking about. Now let's take a look at the specialty. The first one is, of course, added 10% to mount troop attack and also 10% to mount troop HP. The second one is increased march speeds by 10%. I don't really know if you need that, but since it's there, who knows? Marching mount troop attack by 20% increase. This compared to basically the 10% that was given to Roland. Martinez is beating Roland by 10%. The next ruin is mount troop attack, HP, and defense is added 10% per stats. And of course, if you unlock all the ruins, he will get surprisingly 46% to mount troop attack. This is crazy insane compared to Roland, only 25% increase to mount troop attack. So the way I would skill this general is the same as I skilled Roland. At level 4, 25% mount troop attack. At level 4, 45% mount troop attack against monsters. Since Martinez focused on HP over defense, I would skill him for 45% mount troop HP against monster instead of defense. I wanted to match the skill books between defense and HP before, but utilizing what Martinez have in his specialty, it's more focused towards the HP instead of defense. Now, with all said and done, there is a general that also people neglect to use him because he's underrated as an early game. That is Hannibal. So let's head to Hannibal. Hannibal, one of the most overrated general. That's what people are saying. I'm not saying anything about it, but this general also is a good boss general due to his basic stats and his special skill. Okay, let's take a look at his basic stats first. Leadership, giving HP at 120, higher than majority of the general that we talk about, higher than Martinez, higher than Roland, and of course after fled. But attack, it's a little bit low, starting at 115. That's okay. Defense 108, and politic, we'll just leave that out. Let's take a look at his special skill. Increase ground troops and mount troop attack by 15%, and increase another 20% on mount troop attack when the general is leading an army to attack. Now this is really important. Let's put the ground troop aside. Okay, let's talk about the 15% mount troop attack, and another 20% mount troop attack is added. So basically you're looking at a 35%. If you take a look at what my review of Martinez earlier, he's starting at 25%. But that is, if you bring the dragon, you get an additional 15%, which is added up to about 40% of Martinez. Now Hannibal, he already have 15%, but another 20% is added towards his special skill that's giving him a 35%. That's 5% more of what Roland have, and this is the benefit of him. He's a really good general. If you skill him up, you give him gear, you level him up, you give him 5-star. Later in endgame, he will top any general out there. Hannibal, you can use him both for PvP and boss run too. Let's take a look at his specialty. The first one, mount troop attack, 10%, mount troop HP, 10%. If you notice that the first rune always give 10% attack and 10% to HP or defense, and then the second rune they give ground troop attack and mount troop attack by 10%. The second rune is basically almost identical to Roland. And the third rune is added 10% to attack, HP, and defense. Third rune's buffs is exactly for every other general out there. And what's important is the fourth rune when you activate it. Marching mount troop attack 36%. Marching mount troop HP 36%. So you're looking at 35 plus 36%. You know, he's a combatant type of general, so he's a really good general to use for boss run. Now, how would I skill this general? Only for boss running, no PvP. Okay, I would skill him with an increase of a 25% level 4 mount troop attack, 45% mount troop attack against monster, and since Hannibal is utilizing HP, if you go to his first rune, he has a 10% added to his mount troop HP, and of course this last rune is marching mount troop HP but 36%. So I would go ahead and either skill this general for 25% level 4 mount troop HP, or of course we're talking about boss, I would skill him 45% mount troop HP against monster to utilize him to maximum damage and maximum health to attack a boss. This general is really good. He might not be good in the early stage of the game. Okay, once you don't have the gear and all the stuff like that, he's just another general that you could typically use to run boss. But in the late game, when you have everything fixed up, all his stats refining and geared and all the stuff like that, and once you unlock the specialty, he can be a dangerous opponent. Okay, so another general that I want to talk about is of course Barbarossa. Let's head over to Barbarossa. Barbarossa. Not a lot of people use Barbarossa to run boss or anything. Maybe perhaps it is hard to obtain him, but when you look at his basic stats, his special skill, it's pretty low. Maybe that's why not a lot of people picked him to run bosses. But let's take a look at his basic stat, and then we'll go into his special skill and also his specialty. Let's see what we can do to boost his attack power, defense, and HP up to make him, or to optimize him to run higher end boss, and you know, to even out with other general. Let's start with basic stat. Leadership 115, he's in the middle. Attack 107, a little low. Defense 109, a little low. His special skill is increased march size by 10% and mount troop attack by 15%. Now 15% is very not very, but it's a little low, but he's giving you also a march size of 10%, so you can add more units to maximize the damage for the boss. Let's take a look at his specialty. The same as every other general, his first rune gives him mount troops attack 10%, and of course 10% is added to mount troop HP. His second rune is march size capacity 6%, attacking mount troop and ground troop attack 10%. So 10% he's giving you in his special skill for march size. This is also giving you 6%, another 6% of the march size, and also 10% to your mount troop attack against a boss. Now his third ruin, enemy wound into death when attacking, is 10%. Let's just take this out. This ruin is for PvP. We're not gonna go into PvP right now. Let's wait for another episode where I'll do PvP and we can discuss PvP general. The last ruin, this is what you should focus on. Crusader, marching mount troop attack 26%, compensate his 15%. Marching mount troop defense 26% is added, and marching mount troop HP 26%. So he's giving you guys, the player, 26% of the attack, defense and HP. So how do I use the skill book for this general? How do I boost up his attack, defense and HP? So if you're going to use this general for boss running, I would suggest you put in a 45% march increase. Not march increase, but sorry about that. 45% mount troop attack against monster. 45% mount troop HP against monster. And since he's giving you a march size of 10%, you can add another mount troop attack by 25% at level 4. I don't know if you can stack another mount troop march size or march size itself. If you can stack a 12% march size increase to this general, so you can bring more units to attack boss, to give him a slight empowerment towards the boss and killing a boss. That's the only option that I can see you use. Try to play around with the skill books and see what you can do from there, and let me know. Okay, another general that comes out from the tavern, or randomly, that you obtain the most is Jing. And Jing is one of those general that typically, just like Washington and all the stuff like that, let's head to Jing and see what he can provide for us player to use during boss run. Jing, I don't know what to say about this general. I feel that this general can be one of the top general, beating Hannibal or Barbarossa. His stats, his attack stats is really high, but the one thing that disappoints me is his special skill, only giving him a 35% increase towards his mount troop attack. And everybody knows that if one stats, I don't know if this is a myth or if it's true. Certainly when I'm using other general like Zachary Taylor, he only has a 50% increase to his archer. That's only one stats, but when I go and I stack in the 25% archer, it does stack up. So I don't know if Evony really fixed this problem, or is it just certain general. But if he is having a 35% and you have the ability to stack a 25%, that's a lot. Okay, that's looking at like 60% of the mount troop attack, beating out the flinch. Okay, so let's go ahead and go over and review this general. Let's take a look at his basic stats. Leadership is at 109. Attack is at 117. That's really high, higher than Barbarossa. Okay. Defense is 107, losing 2 points against Barbarossa, which is 109, and of course politics is 102. His special skill, of course, increased 35% to mount troop attack, and his specialty is 10% mount troop attack, 10% mount troop defense. What I based my skill book is the ruins, matches up with the runes. In this case, Li Jing is on the defense side, so I might want to skill his skill book defense instead of HP. Now let's go to the second skill book. Second ruins. March speed 10%. I don't think the march speed matters much. Either way, you're going to get to the monster. Either way, if you're speeding up or not. But marching mount troop attack 20% is what matters. I think Martinez has 20%, but this tops it up. 20% march mount troop attack. His third ruin 10% is added to attack, HP, and defense. And of course, if you unlock all the runes, he would give you mount troop attack 30%. And the last one is for PvP to death, turning wound rate of troops when they are attacked 6%. So what do you guys think about Li Jing? I've seen a lot of people who does not have higher end general use Li Jing. Okay. But what I don't like is the whole one stat thing. I rather prefer 2 stats, rather prefer 3 stats instead of just 1. It's just typically boring. How would I skill this general? Since I cannot add in a mount troop attack 25%, a level 4 skill book. Of course, definitely I would skill this general 45% mount troop attack against monster. Okay, since this general utilized defense, so I would go ahead and skill him 45% mount troop defense against monster. And to top it up, I can also add in another 25% of level 4 mount troop defense. That's to help him. If you guys don't like the 25%, you can add in the 45% mount troop HP against monster, and that would be worth a while. Another general that is recently new to the tavern that you can obtain by buying packs, that is Ufay. I apologize if I don't pronounce these names right. Never heard of it before, but let's go ahead and head over to Ufay. Ufay is a very decent general. You can only obtain this general by buying event packs. I've seen a couple of people using this general for PvP in my server, and probably on other server too. Ufay is a very diverse general. You can use him for both PvP and boss hunting, though his specialty did not give any large benefits to his buffs. What he relies on most is his special skills. Let's go over his basic stat, then we will head down to his special skill, then figure out what skill books we can use on Ufay. So looking at his leadership, he is at 118 leadership HP. 118 is pretty high. That's good. His attack is 113. That's well above average. Defense is 115. That is really good. Now his special skill increased ground troops and mount troops attack by 25% and increased ground troops and mount troops HP by 10%. Well, if I were to compare Ufay to one of the top boss general, I would say that it's gotta be Hannibal. Though the thing about this is that Hannibal's specialty gave off a lot of buffs for the mount troop attack. Ufay, not that much. Let's check out his specialty. 10% attack, 10% HP, and mount troop assault, mount troop annihilation, march size capacity 6%, more troop, mount troop attack, ground troop attack 10%, and war god, all troops attack 6%. Now, when you're attacking boss, you want to send just mount troop. Okay, if you mix troop, you're gonna get heavy wound. Okay, but what I noticed is that if you send mount and archers, archers will go ahead and attack first, then the mount comes, archer will pull back, and the mount attack. Your mount troop is gonna get quite a lot of wounds. Sometime not, but your archer will never get wounded. And the last one, if you unlock all the runes, it will give you ground troop and mount troop attack 15%, enemy mount troop attack negative 20%. That last one, the 15%, it's pretty low from what I've seen. Now let's see about the skill book. How can we skill Ufay? To boost up his mount troop attack, 25% is not enough. His specialty doesn't give him enough. Let's add in about level 4, 25% mount troop attack skill book. Also follow up with a 45% mount troop attack against monster. Okay, and since his specialty involved in health power, let's add health power, the 45% level 4 HP against monster. Now if you're only using Ufay for boss hunting or running a rally against boss, use mount troop whatever against monster. Okay, it gives your general better buffs, higher attack, higher defense, or higher HP. And Ufay, it's a decent general. If you're gonna use him for boss rallying, he is okay. He is not that strong, but if you're gonna use him for PvP, he's the guy to go. He's one of the best general for PvP. So that is some of the most features general that is on my list. There are 3 more to go. Stick with me and let's get to the last 3. For the last 3 generals, I did not feature them, but they are one of the boss runner, one of the top boss generals. Let's start with George Washington. Now, George Washington is similar to Jing, but his specialty is kind of slightly off a little bit, not compared to Jing. Jing specialty regarding mounts, troops, attack, and all the stuff, it's much more higher at an advantage, regarding to Jing than George Washington. Another general that you can use to run this boss or monsters or rallying is S. Grant. Though S. Grant is a PvP general, you can utilize him to run bosses because he has mount troops attack, and I believe it's in there for a reason. His specialty and his skills, they're both not very much balanced. His specialty is mostly towards PvP with siege and all the stuff like that in it. Another general that a lot of people been using because of the double drops is Baybars. Now Baybar is he's pretty good. He is there for you to level up, and he has a drop rate that is very high. Let me see. His specialty grants you 25% drop items. He does not have any buffs for attack, defense, or HP, nothing at all, mostly. But his basic stats, it's below average. Leadership 100, attack 103, defense 102. You can try to use Baybars to run rallies, but my suggestion is that do not be the head rally. You could join the boss rally while other people is running it, so you can benefit off of the 25% double drop item. Plus, if you have the ring, there's a specific ring that caters to the double drop, gives you more chance to receive double drop items. So that's it, guys. Those are my top boss general for 2021. I hope you like it. It is a long video, but you know, every general has their specific details that I need to get involved, and I've explained everything from the stats, the special skills, the specialty, and also which skill books we should use to run these boss and take down the bigger boss without minimum loss. Remember guys, help me out. Click that like button, subscribe if you're not, and turn on your notification. And I'll be making the next video coming up. Check out the comments. Leave a comment if you have not, and enjoy the rest of the day. Happy gaming guys. Later.